Koba. 36 years the bastard's been dead, and we're still getting clear of his shit. But is it fair to give him all of the blame? Doesn't everyone deserve their own bit? In war and in anger the means may have seemed less important if the ends were for good, but what excuse did they have later on, when reactionaries had done what they could? When the reflex of power had taken firm root and the truth had been proved in the fight, opportunists emerged who'd picked the good side and now claimed their reward as of right. Real cadres remained who believed in the cause, made sacrifice along with the best, but they were the grist who ground down the mass and were sifted along with the rest. And the party itself, what was its role in this? What did it have to show for its toil? A people machined by fear and despair, with the blood of the camps for its oil? Oh yes, industry grew, and the organs grew too, while the peasants grew nothing at all, it was said. They'd only produce for a profit, while the kulaks still had them in thrall. NEP had been needed to feed every town and to keep the revolution alive. Now collectives would show them just what to do. Now agriculture would thrive. The targets were met, the great leaps were leapt, while the deserts came under the plough. And if anyone asked how it was to be done, the gulag would soon teach them how. Still the threat from the west loomed far and near. The nation kept the sword by its side. The workers' and peasants' Red Army stood guard. Odd that so many officers died. Thus did Bolsheviks, Christians, technicians prove to be enemies of all that was one, like those who had fought to bring down the Tsar, for the party could only be one. And so we arrive at the Patriots' War, and the Cold One which followed thereon. Then millions died, and after the war still more in Siberia's sun. But in this Australia of the far-frozen north, the slaves became colonists bold, built a people's empire for the nomenclatura to enjoy, to despoil, and to hold. Only now the great helmsman is taking his rest, and others are holding the wheel. Now storms are coming on every side and setting the craft on its heel. Can it survive these contrary blasts of frustration, revenge, and relief? They call internationalists imperialists now. They call the communist thief. Who is to blame for this bloody obscenity which once earned our love and our thanks? Is it Koba, fundraiser with gun in his hand, taxing the capitalists' banks? Is it Vladimir Ilyich or Leon the Red who crushed unions and Soviets too? Bukharin, Zinoviev, Kamienev, Marx? Who let loose these gangsters in blue? Now the people are rising from Beijing to Berlin. Is it counter-revolution this time, when millions face the tanks, guns and gas to drive the beast to the slime? So the workers want Disney, peasants want land, and every ungrateful wretch wants a rise. If they think that capitalism will supply all their needs, they'll get an unpleasant surprise. But at least they'll find out for themselves this time. They won't be fooled any more, unless they've been robbed of the means to see through the filth that deceived them before. When the words had been hijacked by assassins and thieves, analysis was twisted and tame. When lies became history, and peace meant just fear, the farmers and pigs looked the same. Let's hope that the need is stronger than greed, Let us try to undo the confusion. Expediency's no longer a valid excuse for biting our tongues in collusion. 36 years the leader's been dead. At last there's an end to his reign. There's a world to be saved, and our freedom to win. Let's not fool ourselves yet once again. December 1989.